Welcome back to Cossy podcast. My name is Cossy. We'll come back to a brand new video. It has finished PSV 1, Arsenal 1, and that means Arsenal have only lost one game in the group stages of the UEFA Champions League. And we are through as group winners to the next round, which is the round of 16, and the draw should be coming out very, very soon. I think we've really done well. I want your thoughts, I want your opinions about this game, but also generally about our performance and what does that, these performances mean for Arsenal now. Does it mean that we are favourites, or we are among the group of favourites to go and win the UEFA Champions League? Are we that good to go and compete with Bayern, Madrid, possibly PSG, possibly all these other big clubs, that are left in the competition, Manchester City and the others? Are we now in that bracket? Have we just announced ourselves as one of the few quality contenders of the UEFA Champions League? Because I tell you what, we have a very, very good, record in terms of defending. I think Arsenal have, alongside Barcelona, have the best defensive record in the UEFA Champions League at the moment. And that is actually something that you've got to be proud of. That is something that we've got to be very happy with, given the fact that we've not been there for a while, given the fact that Arsenal have not actually been in this competition since 2016-17, around there when Arsene Wenger was still manager. In the post-Wenger era, this is the only time Arsenal have been in the UEFA Champions League, and we've done very, very well. Now, anyone would say that our group wasn't that hard, and maybe they would have a point. Arsenal are really big spenders right now. We have, we have players worth 100 million in Declan Rice, and you have these all, super quality players. But to be honest, Sevilla were champions of the Europa League last campaign. PSV are right now unbeaten in their league. Not even a draw. No single team has actually managed to take a single point off them. They've already played Ajax, Feyenoord and AZ Alkmaar in the first leg. That shows you that they're a good side. Lens, need I remind you that Lens are the only team that have beaten Arsenal in this group. They are the only team to have collected 3 points of Arsenal in this group. So it wasn't that easy. I don't think it was the group of death, like probably I had said earlier, but it wasn't an easy group. We needed the effort. We needed to dig deep at times to win games, and at times we needed to, showcase that kind of quality in order to, go past opponents easily, and that is what we've actually done. So in this game, the last one in the group, I think there are not so many big talking points. I like the way Mikel Arteta's decided to rotate the team. Ramsdale started, Kvyat started, almost scored twice. One was ruled out offside, and then the other, he whistles it over the bar. Could have been his chance to score a goal in this Champions League edition, but I like the idea of Kvyat. I like the idea of Elneny. I like the idea of Jorginho. I like Rice Partey, Rice Odegaard on the bench, Saka Martinelli on the bench as well. It shows us that there is that deeper understanding between the manager and his squad. He knows, if I do not need a game that badly, then Reece Nelson can actually come and do a good job. And I think the boys have actually done a very good job. Defensively, we didn't actually change a lot. Saliba played, Gabriel played alongside Kvyat, and it wasn't really, it wasn't big changes. But Cedric Soares was in the in that back line, actually. And again, I liked the idea of that. So, like we anticipated, Mikel turned out to be the guy that can actually rotate on a couple of occasions, rotate a couple of pieces in the team, and that has served us very well. Now, him bringing on Odegaard, Declan Rice, and Gabriel Jesus later on, that is a decision I do not understand, and I didn't understand. Well, probably just didn't want to lose the game, right? He looked at his team, it was flagging a little bit, and it could have impacted our game against Brighton. So I think what Mikel wanted was not to lose the game at all costs. Either win it or, pick up a point. And that's what we've done. So on the next stage, these games are going to be very crucial. These games are building the confidence. These games are actually labeling us as a serious team to beat now. Now, many teams are going to be trying to avoid Arsenal rather than us avoiding as many teams as we can. And don't get me wrong, there are teams to avoid in the Champions League. Like, I don't want Bayern at this stage. I don't want Real Madrid at this stage, and we will not get them, by the way. We are not getting Bayern, we're not getting Real Madrid, we're not getting Manchester City. We are from the same, football association. We are not getting Barcelona if they do lead their group. So every single club that will be on top of their group will not have the opportunity to play Arsenal. And for me, most of the clubs that are coming second, Arsenal have the opportunity to beat. I don't know. If we're given Galatasaray, I think Arsenal can do a good job there. If we're given Borussia Dortmund, Arsenal can do a decent job there. And even if we're given a club as good as FC Porto or even as storied as FC Porto, I still think Arsenal can actually do a good job. So the next stage is crucial. It has been said, and we have just announced ourselves as one of the teams, as one of the members that are actually going to be part of the next step. And this game, that is what it does. That is what it did. It made sure that we have completed task one, which is the group stages, and now we are going to go to task two. I want us to talk about a few performances before we get into where should Arsenal think in terms of finishing in the Champions League, and then what are our ambitions as well. So in this game, I think you've got to love, Kivio. He had a very decent performance. He almost scored a goal that was ruled out aside, and again he almost scored a second one. His defending was purely good, in my opinion. We didn't see him struggle a lot. For example, Cedric really struggled on the other side, and I think it was kind of a tactical mismatch. It was a tactical mismatch. PSV really have lightning quick wingers. They have really, really good wingers. The likes of Bakayoko. I don't think it was a good plan, the right plan for Mikel Arteta to match, any of the wingers with Cedric Suarez. So I liked Kivio, and I think Kivio is going to be a key player for Arsenal this season. The games where Gabriel and Zinchenko and Saliba will have to sustain themselves. They can't sustain themselves. But then there are games where you will want that extra kind of support, that extra kind of guy that can sit in the left, on the left back position and give you good quality and give you, quality assurance. I think that is Jakub Kiwior. He's done that very well, and I think Mikel Arteta trusts him as a player. He trusts him 100%. So again, what we have seen today, he was composed. He was really, really on duty against a team that almost ripped us apart in the first half. And in the second half, somehow, they could have scored a second. They could have scored a third if they wanted. But they were unlucky and also unserious to some extent. I think they just wanted a point to go through. That's what they had come for. And eventually when they got that, there was nothing to put them on pressure. The other performance that, again, we need to talk about is Eddie Nketiah. Eddie scores a brilliant goal, and then he goes on to have a very good game. But my problem with Eddie is this. He can never be consistent. He's not that consistent player. He's not that consistent striker that you can trust. If he has scored one, he will score another over the weekend. He score maybe two over the next 2-3 games. That's my problem with Eddie. And again, this performance will try to blind the eyes of Mikel Arteta as we get into January. Mikel will feel, well, if he can pull one goal, here and there, maybe I have a good backup striker. I just don't think we do. I don't think we have a good backup striker. I think, Eddie is kind of a smoke screen. When you have him, you cannot see on the other side. You cannot see through. It's not transparent. It's as simple as that. But again, today, Eddie had a good game, and I don't know if I want him to get more game time. I don't know if I want him to, start more regularly, because Gabriel Jesus is not a goal scorer. He just confuses me. He really, really does. He really confuses me. So those are the two standard performances. So Kai was okay. Leandro Trossard, I don't think he really was okay. Reece Nelson, a bit selfish in a couple of occasions. I thought he could have scored, but he also could have assisted if he wanted to in this game. He could have assisted, and it was his chance to shine. It was his chance to get a goal involvement. I thought he was really involved very well in the first goal. It's going to be all about him developing as a player, Reece Nelson. Him understanding decision making. Him understanding the art of decision making as a footballer. When do I release it? When do I actually, keep hold of the ball, right? In the second half, there was that chance that he actually put wide of the post. It's the near post. He puts it wide, in the side netting. And I'm like, why don't you just try to find Kai? He's literally in the penalty area, right? If it is Kai, that is a goal scoring opportunity created. If it is Odegaard, if it is Saka, that is a goal scoring opportunity created. But I wouldn't go still. I wouldn't go very hard on Nelson. Not a bad game. He can improve as a player. We know that, and he will definitely improve. So I think the question now is, what do we dream to achieve in the Champions League? Right? What do we dream to achieve? The first task is done. Everyone was watching Arsenal. We were all watching, and what we were watching very, very vividly is, can Arsenal even get out of this group after a long time, right? Can we sustain the away nights in Seville? Can we sustain the away nights in France? Can we sustain the away nights in Eindhoven? And we've done that, right? Not really brilliantly, but I tell you what, every result, every home and away result that we have actually got in this group guarantees us, guarantees us a place in the next round. We've beaten Sevilla home and away, so that means we progress. If it was a knockout, we have beaten Lens 6 goals, right, to nil at home. We do progress, and we have also drawn away at Eindhoven and beaten them 4-0. The key lesson here is the home advantage and how Arsenal will be wanting to use the home advantage. It's going to be crucial. It's going to be very, very key. It's going to be very important. When you play Bayern, you will not win at the Allianz Arena. I don't think we will. But they should not win at the Emirates Stadium. When they come at the Emirates Stadium, it's payback time. They don't win. We don't win at the Allianz Arena. They don't win at the Emirates Stadium. So our home ground in the Champions League has already shown us that we have to be as good as possible, and it has to be a fortress. When you lose a game at home, the away goals rule is done. It has gone, so it doesn't matter. When you lose a game at home, your chances of staying in this competition are very low. It's a home and away competition. It's a two-legged competition, and that only means one thing. They will come at your place. They will try to, be conservative. They will try to, defend well and sit in shape. All you've got to do, your job is to unlock them at home. And that is the only way Arsenal will go on to until the finals. If we can get every team to bow down at the Emirates Stadium, right? So I'm not really going to do the clubs that we're likely to face, but these are the clubs that we are likely not to face. Manchester City is out of them. They're 8, right? They should be 8 or 8 to 10, something. So Man City is out of them. We can't play Man City. We cannot play Arsenal because we are Arsenal and we led the group. We cannot play Real Madrid. They have also led their group. We cannot play Bayern. They have also led their group. We cannot play Barcelona. They're most likely to lead their group if they pick up a point against FC Royal Antwerp, which they will do. We cannot play against Newcastle. We are still from the same federation, right? Football Association. So we cannot play. We can't play Newcastle. We can't play Atletico Madrid. We are their table leaders, and we are table leaders as well, right? So you look at those 7 teams that have already qualified. Of course, there are a few other clubs that haven't qualified. But so you look at those 7 teams that have already qualified, and we cannot play them. So we are most likely to play the likes of Copenhagen or Galatasaray, depending on who will go through tonight. We are most likely to play Napoli. We are most likely to play either PSG or AC Milan, depending on who comes second, or Dortmund, depending on who will come second. And all these opponents that we are most likely to get, we are most likely to beat. Like, the round of 16 will not be easy. It will be kind of an upgrade. You might go to the San Siro. You might go to the Signal Iduna Park. We might go to uh, the Wanda Metropolitano. I, I don't think we'll go to the Wanda Metropolitano. Atletico have come first. You might need to go to the Maradona Stadium. And whichever way it is, all these clubs, Arsenal can beat them, right? And for me, round of 16 should be kind of a preparatory stage for what will come on the round of the quarterfinals, because you might play Napoli, you put them out, and then quarterfinals you have Real Madrid. Can you afford to beat Real Madrid? Yes, you can afford to beat Napoli, but can you afford to beat Real Madrid? That is what we have to prepare for. And it's going to be a big mental test. It's going to be a huge mental requirement on these players. But for now, tonight, we celebrate. We celebrate Arsenal going through from the group stages. We celebrate Arsenal topping the group, and we celebrate Arsenal and pray that we actually get an easier opponent on the round of 16, on the quarterfinals, and on the semi-finals as well. This is what I would want. Round of 16, FC Porto. Quarterfinals, Napoli. Semi-finals, Barcelona. I want Barcelona on the semi-finals. Finals, it's a difficult one, but I would actually, on the finals, I would ask for anyone but Madrid. Anyone but Madrid, I think Arsenal can deal with on the last day, on the last day of the Champions League. Anyone we can deal with, but Madrid, because Madrid do have a lot of experience, a lot of pedigree on that stage. They might just blow you away. They might blow you out of the water. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Have a good night. We'll talk tomorrow about possible opponents Arsenal will be getting in the Champions League round of 16 and the subsequent rounds as well.